Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And this is going to be part two of the body chemistry review. I really need to try to stop making this a habit, making these really long winded videos. I really do. As a matter of fact, I'm wasting time right now. So why don't we get back into it? So, anyway, where we left off. Okay, so this was the point where Claire, she sent the videotape to Tom's son. And just as he was about ready to get ready to watch the video, Tom came in. Marley, she's busy putting groceries away in the kitchen, and so he sees the open package on the counter. So he asks Marley, like, what is this? And well, somebody sent their son a videotape, and so he's in the living room watching it. And so he recognizes where it's from. So it goes into the living room. He sees his son's about ready to watch his dad and this woman in the back of the van, getting all kinky and stuff like that. So he runs in, he grabs the tape, tells his son he's going to go ahead and get him something better. And his son's like, Ninja Turtles, okay. So he's about ready to head out the door. And so if I remember, this was the part where Marley asked him, "Where are you going?" He's like, "I gotta go to the office and get my briefcase." But instead, he goes to Claire's place, and so she's already expecting him, and so he comes up, he comes in the door, and so he takes the videotape, throws it at her, and he's all like, "Are you crazy? What the hell is wrong with you?" and all this stuff, and so basically he puts her basically like face up against the wall and everything. That he just ties up her hands and pretty much rips her robe off, and then just pulls down his pants and he takes her. And so he does his thing, gets done, then he falls to the floor, and then it's kind of like this thing just keeps repeating itself. It's like he's turned on by the element of danger that she's bringing to him, but at the same time he's getting really pissed off because he just wants to basically have no more to do with her. He just wants to move on with his family life and just be done with her and everything else. So anyway, so he gets done and basically just leaves her tied up. I don't know, unless she just was somehow able to work the knots loose or something like that. But yeah, he just pretty much just walks off, leaves her there tied up. So he gets back home, and Marley's there. He's got his briefcase, but you know Marley comes up, she gives him a suitcase, and she's like, "I want you to leave." And so he's like, "Well, wait a minute, whoa, what the hell's all this about?" And so she explains to him, like, "You're never home anymore. I want to know what the hell's going on. Is there another woman? Tell me tell me what's happening here and all this stuff. If there's another woman, I want you to be honest with me about it." Of course, Tom says, "No, no, no, there's no other woman. I swear to God, it's just you. I love you," and all this other kind of stuff. Just things have been going crazy at work and all this other stuff. So, and it's like I think it's kind of interesting. I think because now either Tom just realizes like being with his wife would be much better, or he's just following Freddie's advice. Because Freddie told him, it's like, you pretty much got the perfect setup, dude. You got a wonderful wife, you got a great kid. Don't throw this away. But at the same time, it's like it seems like he does kind of want to split off with his wife and go be with Claire, because Claire gives him this sexual danger kind of thing that he seems to be into. And so part of you is in there thinking like, why wouldn't he just go ahead and tell her like, "Hey, it's like, here's the thing, here's this woman, and that's just it. Her and I are gonna go off together." But he doesn't. So anyway, so the next day he's at the grocery store. It's his birthday, by the way, and so his wife, she's making up a guest list, and he comes in and he sees that Claire's name is on the guest list, and he's like, "No, honey, let's kind of make it a smaller event. Let's not have so many people here and all this." So he's scratch off names. He makes sure that he scratches off Claire's name, and so he goes to the grocery store. He picks up a few items for what they need, and he's going out to his car. Well, Claire shows up, and so again they're having this conversation. And, he's all like, "I don't want nothing to do with you. I hate you. Leave me alone," and all this other kind of stuff. And again, so he's got this bag of groceries. She reaches in, she rips out this bottle of brandy, and so she's telling him like, "You can't run away from me. You know that we're meant to be together. You and your wife are, your marriage is, just a charade and all this. I love my wife. You back off, bitch, and all this other kind of stuff. So he goes off, but she's still got the bottle of brandy. So he gets home, and so his wife, she's looking, she's preparing all the food and everything, and she's all like, "You okay?" And of course, he's all kind of, but he's like, "Yeah, everything's fine," and all this. And so she starts taking the groceries out of the bag. She's like, "Tom, did you get the brandy?" He's, "Oh no, I forgot the brandy." He's all upset now, and so it looks like he's going to run back to the store to get another bottle, but instead he goes out. He's got the charcoal grill. He's got the grill going, so he's putting on kebabs, shish kebabs, and things, and everybody seems like they're having a good time and all this kind of stuff, and everything seems like it's going pretty well for the most part. And it's like his son's having a good time. It's like everybody's kind of playing around and stuff. And Claire, basically, she arrives at the party, even though she was not invited. But what she ended up doing was she went with Freddie as his date, and so Freddie's happy because, you know, uh, Claire is this hot, gorgeous woman that he wanted to hook up with from the get go, and so now she come to the party as his date. So at one point he pulls, Tom aside, and they go into the other room, and so he pulls down his pants and, "Look at that, man, she's all wild and freaky, and look at this," he's showing his leg. That's a love bite, man, if ever there was one. And so Tom is like, "You don't understand. She's a crazy bitch, and you need to stay away from her. She's out of her mind and all this kind of stuff. Stay away from her and all this." And so he goes out back, and I mean, he's not hiding it very well at all. That he's upset with her being there, and so he goes up to her, and he's all like, just get the hell out of here. You were not invited, and all this other kind of stuff. Well, Freddie invited me as his date, and so finally he's just sitting there like okay, fine. If you're gonna tell my wife, go ahead and tell her and all this stuff. And Marley, it's like, dude, the woman's not stupid. She was able to put it all together. She knows that he's with her, that he's been with her. And so, obviously they would not be acting this way if that wasn't the case. But anyway, so she comes out and she's, okay, what's going on out here? And Tom's like, okay, yeah, she got something she wants to tell you. And so Claire decides against it. And so she's like, yeah, you have, you know, you do a wonderful job. You're a great hostess and, everything else. So they're okay. Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's got a good husband and all. So they're starting to go back inside. She's all like, are you coming in? Yeah, I'll be there in a little bit. So they kind of get through everything. And so the party's over. Everybody kind of goes home. Well, somebody, which I don't even know why I said somebody. We already know it's Claire, but Claire shows up and she's got gasoline. She starts like pouring it up on the patio, the back patio, and the yard and everything else. And in the meanwhile, you got Tom and Marley. They're in the kitchen, and he's all like, she's all, yeah, this Claire is kind of an interesting woman, and you see where the conversation's going. And so Tom is like, well, I guess so, and really give much thought. It's like, yeah, yeah, Freddie seems to be really taken with her, but I don't know. She doesn't seem to be his type, and you could tell, it's like she doesn't want him. You could tell she's in love with somebody else, and then she's like, you could tell she's in love with you, and he's all like, what are you talking about? Now you're saying I'm with her and all. Oh come, she's like, she's like, oh come on, don't lie to me. It's like you two are not hiding this. You think you are, but you're not. You're all this other kind of stuff. Just stop it already. And so, he's getting mad. It's like, do you really think I need this shit right now? Of course, with the way he keeps flip flopping back and forth, Tom's not a particularly, he's not a particularly good character anyway. So it's like at this point, you really don't give a shit what he needs right now at this point. But so much damage has been done. So anyway, so Claire, she sets fire to the backyard, and an explosion, breaks through the window and everything. And so Marley, she rushes upstairs to get their son, and so he goes out to check outside, and nobody's there. But so they call the fire department. They come, and they putting out the fire. So Tommy's going out there. It's like, what happened? What started the fire? Yeah, it was an incendiary device. It's like it looks like arson. So he's not dumb. He already knows who set the yard on fire. He wants to deal with it. So he's just kind of scouring through the backyard and everything. Meanwhile, he sees that Marley has grabbed their son and they're walking downstairs, going out the door. So he chases after them. And so she puts, the son in the car and she goes to the driver's side and she's all like, we're going to stay, I forget whose house, but we're going to stay at somebody else's house. And she's like, yeah, don't bother to call me. So she gets in the car, drives off, and now Tom is just filled with rage. He is just so pissed off. Now you get to the climax of the movie where he runs to Claire's apartment, and she's kind of standing there. She's expecting him. He busts through the door, and then they get into a fight and they scuffle and everything. There's a lot of kicking and fighting. It's like there's a knife, and you think he's one of them's going to grab the knife and get stabbed, but it kind of seems like it goes nowhere on that part. But she's actually able to kick him off of her. She gets to the bedroom, and once she's inside the bedroom, she pulls out her gun out of the gun safe, and when he comes in, it's like she fires at him, but she hits him in the shoulder. And this doesn't stop him. I mean, he's like, this dude is pissed. He is so pissed off. He's lost everything. His life is pretty much ruined. He's got nothing left now at this point. And he's just, you could tell this dude's got murder in his eyes, and he's coming towards her, and she just pulls the trigger, and she ends up shooting Tom, and he falls back against the door of the wall, and he falls down. He's dead. And yeah, so now you got Claire. She's pretty banged up and everything. So she calls the police, and so they're taking Tom's body away, and she's telling the police kind of a different story than what we've seen throughout the movie. She's telling that Tom was obsessed with her, and that they did have an affair, but she broke it off with him, but he couldn't let things be well enough, but he just kept being obsessed over her, coming after her, and everything else. And so they're taking him out, and then we realize pretty much that she got away with the whole thing, and that's where the movie ends. And then it went on for 3 more sequels. So overall, it's not a bad made film. There is a bit of nudity, but it's while Lisa Pescia looks very nice naked. It's kind of like a lot of the scenes are very darkly lit, so it's like it's kind of hard to see anything. It's like I think it could have benefited from a couple of scenes, were a little more brightly lit so you could see something. But other than that, though, it's not a bad made little film. I mean, you could tell it's a lower budget version of Fatal Attraction, but all the you got good quality talent in this movie. Mark Singer, he definitely turns in a great performance. He does very well. It's like there are moments where his character of Tom is pretty much a real cad and you don't like him, but there are moments you do feel sympathy for him because he's battling between does he want to stay with his wife and his son, or does this like thrilling sexual crazy excitement, you see he's grappling with it, and he's kind of torn up about the whole thing. Mary Crosby, I think she gives a very nice performance. She's sweet, caring, sympathetic, and I think that kind of, though I hate to say it, but it kind of tends to make you hate Tom's character just a little bit more because you see what he already has, and I think that's like what I said. It goes back to the beginning of the movie where it doesn't seem to make much sense that he would throw all this away because Marley is a wonderful wife. She's a beautiful woman, and it's not like she's rejecting him. It's like there are moments she wants to have sex with him. She wants to be intimate with him and things like that. So it's not like they have any kind of like intimacy issues or anything like that. He's got a great son. Looks like they're having a happy home life. And it just, like I said, just to me, that was about the only problem that I have with the movie was just, it just seemed like like it took nothing for him to just, go after Claire and have the affair with her. It's like just, that it just kind of seemed like, why? You think he'd have a little more, reserve about it. You know, it just seemed like you think like, Claire would have to work just a little bit harder. So that's what I say. It kind of makes Tom's character, less sympathetic in the sense that it's like, wow, it didn't take a hell of a lot to get you to cheat on your wife, dude. So anyway, but no, it's a good movie, and like I said, Lisa Pescia. She does a good job with what she's given. She does have she does kind of play like a little bit of craziness, but she plays more of a femme fatale. She has more. She does. She's very good at playing a manipulator. You could see like you can see kind of like when she's on screen. A lot of the time, the wheels are always turning and things like that. But yeah, David Kagan. I have to admit, I was really kind of surprised by his role as if you see him, in Friday the 13th Part 6, he's the sheriff. He's kind of this hard ass, take no shit kind of guy, and in this movie he's kind of more funny. He's more of a kind of a sidekick, kind of comedy relief kind of a character, but he's he's a likable character, and it adds to his character when he's the one sitting there telling Tom, like, dude, I would love to have what you got, man. Don't be a jerk and screw this all up. Stick with what you got. What you got is better than anything else this person could offer you. So, but overall, it's a well-made film. You get good performances. You can tell you got a quality cast, and even if the script wasn't the most original, or even if the script wasn't the most well written, I'm not saying it's a bad written script, but I'm just saying, it's like that you could really see that the actors do take the material and they make the very best of it. The eroticism, I get it, but like I said, just seemed like it was a little too easy for them to get into the sexual affair, and but just yeah, and I think just kind of like it would have benefited from a couple more brightly lit scenes, but that's about it. So yeah, I think I pretty much said everything about it. If you want to watch it, it's for free. It's on YouTube, so you can watch it for free on there, and yeah, go ahead and check it out. But another series, like, it would be nice if they could get those on DVD, or especially Blu-ray. Put out like a nice collector set of those. But yeah, same thing, kind of like the Night Eyes. I would like to see that at some point. I'd like to see one of these companies. It could be anybody. It could be Lorber, Vinegar Syndrome, whoever. Hell, even Mill Creek. Somebody get a hold of these movies and release them on put them out on Blu-ray. So that'd be nice. Anyway, so that's pretty much going to do it. I talked about body chemistry. So if anybody took the time to watch all of this, part one and part two, I thank you so much for doing it. I honestly appreciate you for doing it. I hope you enjoyed these two videos. I'm sorry again that it went into two parts like the last movie I reviewed, Love Camp 7. But anyways, so yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and please like and subscribe. And anyway, take care, everybody. I'll see you later.